Testing 1 2 3. Good evening, one and all, and welcome to tonight's live stream. It will be a few more moments because I had to update.
Ashley Unravels is now live. Streaming, co-working and studying. Stream 118/365. Crochet and chill.
I had to update some things because, for example, I don't have the audio connected, and now we have music. I decided this morning I was going to stream on TikTok beforehand. So that caused some differences than normal. So now you want to work. Because I've been trying to get this portrait and main section set up for a while. It's working tonight. We're not going to question it. I'm muted? Dang.
No, you aren't muted.
I know. I'm talking in the background. Cool. Yeah. I'm getting stuff together in the background. I didn't want anyone to think I was not here. Long time no see. How are you doing, Doc? Now it should be on camera. Oh, and I forgot. Chill kitty. Feral raccoon.
Today was really bad.
Oh. It's been one of those. If you want to, feel free to talk about it. If not, and you got yourself into a safe space, understand.
Genuinely contemplating calling in tomorrow.
Valid. And what I'm saying valid, I mean, that's understandable because at the end of the day, a job is a job. It's paying you to live the life that you want to lead. And if you're not feeling it and it's making you miserable and feeling sicker, sometimes it's better just to leave. I want to say ow, but I don't know what made that popping noise. Because they've been getting to you for quite some time.
Everything I touch breaks.
As in the equipment? I remember you were doing some sample stuff. It's one of those breaking times so that you can patch it with a better.
Everything I touch breaks. I almost walked out today.
Don't look over at me because I'm going to break everything on my desk. I'm going to move this to someplace else.
But I can't afford to do that.
I know that you've been applying for jobs too. And I can't remember because this is a newer opportunity for you. Do you get the option of having sick time or paid time off? I know for the weather and the snow, they didn't give you time unless they called it.
I only get PTO. I don't get sick days. And I accrue it weekly.
Do you have time to spend?
But
Like,
it
have
takes
you?
3 weeks for me to accrue 1 day.
That is a. That's an interesting rate.
And that math fucks with my head.
I wish I could send you a calculator because there is one out there. Or at least my company made one for it because they have a similar screwy system. And they don't just give you a summary in your bank of how much time you have.
Well, it's 3.24 hours a week.
Hours a week. So basically, after 4 weeks,
I know how much time I have. I keep track in Excel.
good. And there's not any weird stipulation where, oh, you have to put this in at least a week in advance to use your PTO, right? Sorry for your headset. I was moving the camera. The microphone is in a candle. That's where we're at now. But if it works, it works. And I remember you said too, they were talking about some
Technically,
show.
it is, and it's 2 weeks. But if I call in sick, anything more than 3 days requires a doctor's note.
Well, this is perfect timing. You can take off Thursday, Friday, and as long as you show up on Monday, you don't have to have a note. And then you'll end up with a.
Not that I have 3 days worth of time.
Yeah.
But then I lose almost all my accrued time.
Mm. Can we negotiate with your mental health to take Friday only? Or take Friday. Well, you said not enough
And I
for.
need to stay in the green. Otherwise, if I leave and I'm in the red, I owe them money.
True. And I don't know how much you get paid per hour. And what do you mean if you leave? Like if you leave without another opportunity or you leave with another job offer? That part in this economy.
Assuming I leave with another job offer. If I owe time, I owe them money.
Yes. I'm just giving this example. I know that they better pay you more than $10 an hour. But if you're owing them $80 for taking one day, they take that out of your last paycheck of the amount of time that you worked. And then you start the new job. So can you live without that money putting you in the hole? These companies just need to not. Who's liking?
I need a new job first.
Agreed. A job where they respect your education that you got, and your judgment, and your managerial style, and that you are the doc of the place. Right now, you're about to hit that incline where, as you know, there will be a whole bunch of college graduates coming out of school. That's the big problem that's about to happen.
Sometimes I wonder if I ever should have left the town job.
Can you call them back?
I was miserable, but at least I was union.
Oh, okay.
It was 10 years ago.
I've seen at my company that I currently work at, there was a woman that was a part of a layoff that left the company for 4 years. And remember, it's a layoff.
Still is, technically.
But is the boss still employed with that company?
Yeah. Unions.
I don't like that answer.
Never actionable.
I've never been a part of a union, to be fair. All my stuff has been, you're there or you leave. Oh, wait. I'm not actually... I went live on...
My father's age and liked to tell me he loved me. So.
Oh, absolutely not. Oh, I'm pretty sure you've gotten that reaction from all of the younger people and all the women.
I was 23.
I wish
Mid-60s.
you didn't have to go through that, is what I'm going to say.
Twitchlit a wild graphite eye appears Twitchlit catch it using Hope catch. Winners revealed in 90s.
That was bad timing.
Yeah, there's a reason my LinkedIn doesn't have my exact location.
Oh, my LinkedIn doesn't even have my LinkedIn doesn't, it has the general metropolitan city I'm in, but it does not have my picture or anything else, because honestly, people got jobs
Didn't have a
before,
current job for years.
and it shouldn't. It should be a little bit delayed. or like self-employment, because that's a part of the reason why I had an issue with my current client. Not because they're my current client is not that sort of creepy, and she's not creepy at all. None of them are. They're very professional people, and I appreciate them for their professionalism. But yeah, no, I don't want to put my physical address on things. And actually, something that I'm doing after I get off stream, as you saw, I thought I was going to be able to get everything done beforehand, but I ended up talking to someone else. I'm getting a virtual mailbox because people are creeps online, and that way I can get mail there. And technically,
No one caught it. John asked 5 red.
oh, and Pando does have his cafe now, supposedly. So you should be able to pet him, I guess. I realized I didn't update this information. Today's the 29th. Yeah, no, people are creepy. And I had an experience in, it's always in our early 20s. Yeah, no, if my 2 cents rubbed together helps with anything, it's not worth going back there if the predator is still there. Because you're older, yes, but you also don't want to get terminated because you knock someone's block off. Which I feel like you would do that. Professionally and physically.
Someone I've never spoken to from a server I'm in messaged me.
On Discord? I think I remember you telling me a little bit about this when I was more of a chatter than a streamer. Dang it. Where you said that you had something complicated and you had to deal with a stalker.
No, this was a today thing.
Oh, ew. Oh. But that's just...
Oh yeah, that's him.
Ew. You on both accounts, not just the one thing.
The stalker was my former boss.
Bossy boss, how about we not be... Cause I don't... Ew. I... No other words than ew, because there's actual predator and child stuff happening with that. I listen to too much true crime. Is this gold? 60.
I wouldn't tolerate that bullshit today.
Yeah. It's not worth going back to an old job temporarily just to potentially be arrested and put in jail. And also, too, you said it's a town, so there is also I'm trying to say political corruption, and that B word is not coming out.
The town politics.
Yeah. Piece of peace. Yes, that word. I did not have enough steam to actually say the word. How has the SPCA volunteering been going? Maybe you could get something through them. That might happen where you're volunteering at the SPCA, a millionaire comes in and he's looking for someone to do what you do for your profession, and they adopt a dog and they offer you a job. Or they come in to adopt a cat.
Seeing the number of animals that get returned shreds my heart.
Aww. At least they're returned.
It's always the fucking kids.
Yep. Because they don't realize how much responsibility that the animals are. They think they're responsible.
The kids go after the cat retaliates and the cat gets returned.
Oh. Well then, that family didn't deserve them. At least though they get returned back to the shelter and not returned back to the streets. I just realized this is miniaturized. What you can't see behind the scenes is on this television screen. It has a big error alert on it, so I can't even see.
Kids how to act. Just return the cat.
I plan to have 0 kids, so no, they need to teach their kids how to act correctly.
I'm hungry.
I mean, heck, at this point, what do some parents, because I know that there's people,
Times I've seen it happen is genuinely enraging.
yeah. What I'm saying is some parents, because I feel like Danny and Tulpa are probably exclusions to this rule. And I don't know how many parents are. I feel like there is a generation of children that are being raised by people that are just saying basically, hey, the world is your oyster and it's your world, everyone else is living in it, they should obey your rules, you get this pet, the pet should obey your rules.
Well, Tulpa and Danny know how to act.
Yeah, that's why I said I don't want to sit here and say parents, and I am not a parent other than to a pet. So that's why I don't want to sit here and say with children.
Their children do too.
Having the skills of being able to be a parent is a separate thing. I am glitching. Let me close this window. I am sorry, I was jumping. But I basically deal with the children that are transitioning to being adults every day, all day.
I have a lot of rage tonight.
Bring it on. Remember earlier I said if you feel like talking, feel free. You are not the only one. I was basically crashing out during Tulpa's stream, and that did get resolved in the background. And I've obviously taken steps to prevent that from happening again. I'm just lucky that I'm a pretty smart person and did things the way that I did. I was able to get the physical check, so that was good. Oh, the kitty's saying stuff. I didn't realize that. But no, my rage comes with people that are age of majority, because technically in certain states you can be 16 or 17 and take out a loan. You don't have to be 18 years old. I consider anyone under the age of 22 to be a child. They also will go and adopt a cat, but also they will take a cat on as their kid. So that's a little bit of a different situation. But even they mishandle pets. And they also mishandle their finances. And the amount of times that I see parents Like, oh, it's okay, Johnny. It's okay, Lily. I'll go ahead and I'll take care of this for you. And they think that they're doing the best thing for their kid.
I personally don't consider anyone under the age of 25 true adults.
Mm-hmm. And that's a portion of the generation that I work with is people under 25. And they,
Exceptions, of course,
of course.
but generally,
And it's not even 25. It's not just 25. Because it then skips. We're from 25 to 45 or 25 to 50. Depending on your life circumstances, you are adulting because you're dealing with things from transitioning from adulthood to aging parents, and then the parents retire, and that is a whole different set where one of my one of the people that I know says she has her teenager.
no, I work with a couple 27-year-olds that I just want to grab by the shoulders and shake.
As you should. As you probably should. But they gotta learn on their own, unfortunately. And they're going to cause havoc for you in the meantime. That is also why I don't want to work with kids. I do work with them, but I don't.
Yeah,
Because
exactly that.
I technically could have gone into social work, and the reason why I did not want to go into social work was I don't want to work with any of those populations, meaning I don't mind doing one-time projects for you, but doing case management and dealing with children or dealing with adults that are way old and not being treated correctly. Advocacy is my strongest personality trait. I would run myself into the grave. And I learned that. I learned that in my 30s, early 30s, late 20s. So, I try not to run anyone else ragged, and I stay in my corner and keep my peace.
Ah, fair. I feel like adult protective services would destroy me.
Yeah. And with these children, I'm just watching them go into debt, or I'm watching, oh, I graduated. I know a thing or two.
Wait, I thought you were in your mid-30s.
I'm 33 going on 34.
I don't know why I had that in my head.
You're better than most people. My coworkers thought I was in my like early 20s.
Okay, you're a year my senior.
Oh. I feel like us in the 30s range get each other where it's like, no, you're definitely not in your
Thought
20s.
it was too.
I was born in 92.
Best viewers turbiam.online.
Welcome to Missive Blackjack 82 thing.
They have been blocked. They are getting blocked on Twitch.
I gotcha. Twitch lit a wild appears Twitch lit catch it using Hope Catch. Winners revealed in 90s.
But I think we've had a similar conversation in the past too. Well, at least I know I know I've been talking to you, but sometimes this chat's been acting a little funky. Oh, it actually removed it from the other chat room too. That's good. I was.
We've been talking through various iterations for like 2 years. I banned him so.
Thank you for banning him. And thank you for being a mod. Yeah, it has been 2 years. Oh gosh. Time flies. What was I going to say? I was going to say something about. Apparently, it's not something important.
Company almost 2 years, and I joined the Work Buddies in March of 2024. Before it escaped. No one caught it. John Aswa 5 Rid.
I was late. I didn't join their server immediately. I think I found Jamie first. They were live streaming, and then I found Tulpa. And I would go and listen to her co-working streams.
Found Tulpa first.
I stayed with Tulpa just because I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. Even if I didn't have to have lo-fi radio on for copyrights, I've never been the biggest fan. So I couldn't take the Taylor Swift Tuesdays. And then I remember going to Cassie's streams. I hope she's doing alright and doing okay. I know she hasn't been streaming as much. I don't think I got an alert from her in a year. I need to mark this so that I don't accidentally skip it. And then after Cassie's stream, I did go and listen to a couple of Ike's streams. And yeah, I finally made the move over to listen to stuff on Twitch. I can't see a darn thing. We're just going to pull this over here. And the rest is history.
I think I went Tulpa then Jess, but I honestly don't really go into WB anymore outside of Tulpa.
Oh, I did go to Jess's streams a lot because she always was gardening on stream. I forgot that she streamed. They streamed. Okay, so delete this one. We're on row 25 for April. I got 2 more golds, a green, a pumpkin, and a gold. I gotta catch up on 5 rows. I'm not doing all that tonight, but just so that you know. So I'll be here.
Why 5 rows? You stream every night.
Because the past 5 nights, well, the past 4 nights, not 5, I ran out of this color. So I had to wait for it to get shipped to me because this is the only color in the whole entire project that they don't have in store. So those nights, I was Minecrafting instead. Couldn't be helped. I ran out of tracking. It won't take too long to catch up though. It is nice and warm for a day like today. It was raining all day. Saturday, I know I'm going to be tired. I'm going to go to at least 2 garden centers and do Pilates. So you see me dragging myself across the screen, it's because I'm sleepy. I need to go and fertilize stuff in the yard. I wish I knew what this cat was saying. Because it's having a good old conversation. Right now, my current work dilemma for the job that actually pays me, not the other one, is I am tolerating our busy season. So I'm about to be talking to a whole bunch of college freshmen and their parents. Wish me luck with the Gen Z. Which, by the way, I don't know why. I don't know why. First of all, this volume is up. That song just escalated. But I'm not sure why so many people are sending emails saying, hey, can I set up a Zoom call with you guys? That generation does not understand how to pick up a phone and call somebody. They want Zoom calls and Zoom chats and meetings and booking a conference call. I'm like, it is not that serious. This is a bank. Well, it's not really a bank, but still. I also asked my mentor today, I was like, hey, can we just stick to phone calls versus Zoom meetings? I was...
This could have been an email.
What you don't know is they sent an email asking for us to set up the Zoom call. So it was an email. And they just didn't ask their question. They could have had everything, or at least started to have the conversation already.
Enraging. Jail. Jail for 10,000 years.
Yes. Oh, a good one that got me. I just keep telling this because I'm laughing, especially now that all my quality scores are in, so I don't have to worry about it. So, a potential borrower sent an email to us, and I'm looking at the email. Subject line says, regarding applying for student loans. Okay. I looked at the email. I'm like, dang, this email is blank. And it kept going back between my department and a different department because they had mentioned a loan that was already existing. So finally, I answered the email and I gave them just like a blanket email of, hey, this is all the stuff that we typically cover about our private student loans. Then I got a reply back. It was in black text and silver text. Silver. And it said, thank you for this general email, but could you answer my questions? First of all, the sass with you. Second of all, I went back to the OG email. Tell me why I had to basically sit there and scroll over the thing. And when I highlighted it, it opened up a whole email. It reminded me of the... What are they called? Am I frozen? Okay. For you, I'm not frozen. For TikTok, I am. I don't know why, but what? I'm going to pull up the example.
I'm just looking at jobs as we chat.
Oh, thank you for confirming. I'm going to mute in a second here. So it was literally basically, hey, I'm going to send you this email. But obviously, this is red, so the black is there. So imagine me doing this in an email format instead. And it was basically because I highlighted it, the whole entire font was in white. And we don't have dark mode as an option at my workplace. So it's up in the air. There are debates between my friends and coworkers and manager where they tried to test out if we were AI bots because they had set it up so that if it was AI, it would only read the red text and give them a response, or read the white text and give them the response. Did the person have their email or phone in dark mode when they sent the email, so we only got the text in white when it should have been in black? Or was it that they truly did just put it in white to trip us up to see, hey, is this actually a person? I had to tell my boss, I said, I don't care. I responded to the email at this point. This is more of just a conversation for quality assurance, who they'll get ticked off if I put a, what did I do in the past? If the email is in Arial and in Times New Roman in the same thing, because it's inconsistent fonts, they'll fail me for email. I'm like, if they fail me for this email, it's purely because I didn't even know that text was there. Because how was I supposed to know? And I sent him photos of it, and he agreed. He's like, if it does get pulled, this is such a weird circumstance that you'll probably be alright. But yeah, I was like, yeah, no. I didn't come to work today to question, am I a robot? I do enough of that identity verification stuff online. Jeez. I feel like I am that lady that has gotten to that age where I'm like, oh, you youngins. But that wasn't a youngins thing, that was a functional thing. Any new postings that you're liking online? I do have a friend offline that's looking for jobs because she probably will not be employed with the same employer by the end of May. So that's a thing. I'm debating on TikTok if I'm going to end the live. Can I pause it?
Not stuff that I'm in love with, but stuff that I could potentially do.
And they're not going to say that you're overqualified because you have a doctorate degree, right?
Twitchlit a wild swat loon appears. Twitchlit catch it using hope catch. Winners revealed in 90s. I mean, they'll probably come up with a different reason. But possibly.
That is so gross. There's some Dallas HR person that always ends up on my FYP talking about applying for jobs and stuff. Be educated, but don't be. This isn't her. It's one of those things. Society says be educated, but not too educated. Be uneducated, but go back and get your degrees. I'm pretty sure that's not your problem. Because I feel like your area would probably have more diversity. I think I'm on the right path. Eventually.
Flying across the country.
Oh.
Swan escaped. No one caught it. John Aswa 5 rib.
So you're willing to move. You're willing to get out of the state. I need to start applying to jobs. Just in
And
case.
I'm too far or I'm not quite right or something else.
AKA, they're not really hiring. They're just putting it out there to get feelers and get resumes from people to train their HR systems to pick candidates. Okay, that's my tin hat theory. Or tinfoil theory. Oh, I know what caused TikTok to pause. It's because I unplugged my computer. And tonight, I know I started a little late, but I will be ending promptly at 11 o'clock so I can get this notarization stuff done for my mailbox. It takes them about 3 business days to finalize and say, yes, you now have a virtual mailbox. The good thing is, the actual postal center, I could use it as a personal mail address too. I'm not though. It's very interesting. $15 a month. Oh. I am sorry. Y'all just got knocked to Timbuktu. Yeah. Technically, you can have packages go there. It's just you gotta pay $1 to pick up your packages once they're received. Society is interesting. Where we are going and where we're taking turns at. Ew, and I don't know if you were around for this or not, but starting on June 1st, actually, it's June 1st a Monday? Because they keep saying June 1st at my job. Yeah, it is. So starting June 1st, I will be in office Monday through Wednesday. I will still be going live and streaming at 10 p.m. It's just if I sound different, that's why.
Ew. I'm sorry.
It is okay. I appreciate the sentiments. And they're saying, I've heard one excuse and one truth. The excuse is, oh, we're updating our current systems, which they are doing. And it's easier to train people in person than to have you guys go out on your own and be remote. That's a lie. I've seen them do plenty of training during COVID-19. And the second thing was the CEO said he just wants people in office more often. And that's probably the most truest thing because he's paying the lease on the place. for no one to be there. I still say, why don't you save money? Why don't we just not have an office? But you know how that is. I kind of wonder at the CEO because he always brags about his dad being a retired chief police officer in New York. I'm like, do y'all have ties to the mafia? They probably do. So, yep. Even my mentor said, they're probably going to end up being back to 5 days a week here soon. I'm like, yeah.
Probably not. The mob? That's a different story.
Okay, then the mob. Because this man... I shouldn't talk bad about my current employer, but some of the things that he said, he has to backpedal so quick, but I'm like, sure. Excuse me.
Well, New York, you say? It's a possibility.
Yep, he's from New York, he lives in New York, he's still in New York. He did have to say goodbye to his dad, I think, last year.
Hope
Because...
everyone enjoys it here. Please follow the stream.
Because, yeah. I think his dad had 90 years on this plane of existence. And I don't wish that on anyone. As a member of the Lost Parents Club.
Mafia specifically refers to Sicilian or American-Italian crime syndicates. Mob is more general.
I think he's Italian. I did have a coworker at Lowe's when I worked there that was Sicilian. And he called macaroni and cheese peasant food. He was kind of a... He also died later.
I mean, it is peasant food.
Yeah, but he was saying, like, there's no way that you can make it taste good. Like, he was trying to be an aficionado on
Mob's
food.
good food is peasant food.
Not in his eyes. May he rest in peace. Dang, I just thought about how many of my coworkers have passed. That's...
Well, he worked at Lowe's, so boy needs to lower his damn standards. Congratulations. You've received 100 messages today. Just enter a message.
Well, he can't lower him anymore. Not where he's at. He was one of those guys where it's like he was just never happy with anything in life. I'm like, I'll try not to be like you. How about that? But then there's another guy that was super, like, you could not disturb this man's peace. I don't think in all the years of working at that place over by contractor sales, and he worked with contractors, I don't think I ever saw this man or heard this man raise his voice. This is not the Sicilian. I can't remember his name right now. Nate was just super tall for no reason. I wonder how Rayshawn is doing. He was gaming. And I think his mama ended up passing, who was one of my coworkers at Lowe's at one point in time too. I think she ended up passing from cancer. Oh, you could hear him clear across the store. But do you think he ever got written up? Do you think that he ever got terminated? No. You could all be in a completely different department and hear that man's voice. But hey, he kept a job.
Boy took his bitters to his grave, apparently.
Yes. Yes, he did. The ones that were more surprising were people that were like in their 40s that passed. I'm like, dang, we're just starting to live life. I don't know what ever happened to Leon. He wasn't loud, but he would get on Dan's same level. Poor man had gotten the shingles.
Living life I want off this damn ride.
Yeah, that's valid. We'll get there someday.
Nice to meet you. I'm Ricky.
But I'm not rushing to the end of this ride at any time soon. Nor the emergency exit. Yep. And, of course, stay crafty and see you soon. Bye.